Cruz Castillo, please.
1 minute, Mrs. Castillo. I'll go get it.
Thank you.
Francisco, now boarding at gate 7.
Sorry I kept you waiting, Mr. Barr.
That's all right.
Right this way?
Final boarding for flight 306 again at gate 3. All passengers holding boarding passes for flight.
Hey, baby. Eden?
Cruz?
Yeah.
They're bringing Michael up from booking.
Good. Has Ethan called with anything on Laura's condition?
I talked to them 10 minutes ago. She's still unconscious.
It's really necessary.
All right, take off the cuffs.
The DA...
This is my case. Take the cuffs off the man, please.
Yes, sir. Is she all right?
The last we heard, she's still unconscious, Michael.
I want to go over there.
That's impossible. Will you wait outside, please?
This is ridiculous. You know that I would never intentionally hurt Laura. And you know I didn't kill Leo Mitchell. Now, please, let me go over to the hospital.
You can't, and you know it.
She's in very good hands, really. I've been calling every hour, and I promise you I will keep you informed.
I can't see her. I don't believe
Her
it.
husband is with her now. Don't you think we should take advantage of his absence?
What are you talking
What am I talking about? We just found you kneeling over Laura with a gun in your hand. If that's the gun that killed Leo Mitchell, there is no way I can keep you from facing a murder charge, Michael. Now, I want you to tell me what happened tonight with Laura
Cruz,
in detail.
I'm sorry if this is an official interrogation. I haven't had time to...
I don't have anything to hide.
But I reserve the right to stop questioning if I see fit. Go ahead.
Fair enough. What happened?
Laura and I went over to Jeff's motel room to try and find some evidence that would be damaging to his so-called credibility. And I left before Laura did.
Why?
We had a difference of opinion on how to handle the situation.
What was Laura's opinion?
We talked about running away. We both were a little nuts after I got off the phone from you. And we disagreed about the details, and I wasn't really sure why. So I told her that I was going to come down here and I was going to turn myself in. And I waited to see what she was going to do, and then I followed her, and she went to the boat.
She obviously didn't know that you were following her.
No, and I looked in the boat, and I saw that she was searching, and she seemed desperate. And that is when I called you.
For what it's worth, I didn't know I was being followed by Ethan. He's obviously having my calls monitored.
I assumed that. I didn't think that you lost that much faith in me.
I haven't lost faith in you at all.
But it hasn't kept me from being arrested, has it? Huh? I mean, Asher has managed to throw me in jail now for the third time.
We know that, and we know that you're angry, but your anger is just going to get in the way of your judgment.
Look, I'm sorry. It should never have gone this far. And it looks to me as though it's just going to keep getting worse.
Brother, I have been in your shoes. I was angry, too. When I look back on it, I realized that letting that anger out only made things tougher for me in the long run. Now, the truth is going to come out. I promise you that.
All right, I just hope that you can keep that promise.
I will. Now, what happened when you went back to the boat after you called me?
It looked like she had found what she was looking for, which was Ethan's gun. I knew what she was going to do. She was just going to throw it overboard. So I asked her to give it to me, and we struggled, and if she doesn't recover from this...
Michael.
Right.
Please. Did she say anything about the gun? Why she had it? How she knew where it would be? How she knew it was there?
She was there because she knew that Ethan had killed Leo. And he hid it in that boat, and she was trying to protect him.
Did she actually say that to you?
No, but I know that is why she was there.
I am asking you what she said.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Cruz. I am telling you that she was covering up for Ethan. That's what makes this all so hard. That she let me go to jail. She let me... He let this guy hound.
I'm sorry. But you don't know she wasn't throwing that gun overboard. She was going to throw the gun overboard to protect herself.
No.
She had a motive. She had access to the weapon.
She didn't know where the gun was. She was searching for it.
No. We're not going to be able to answer these questions until we can talk to Laura, if we can talk to her.
What is it you're not telling me? What?
No.
She isn't.
No, we're not saying that at all. We just want her to be okay, because if she can't tell us what happened, then all we have is your word. Now, I can discredit Nugent. That's no problem. That's easy. But if the ballistics test comes back and proves that the gun you were holding was the murder weapon, you see, then we have a tough road ahead of us.
I can't believe that Asher would actually use a scum like Nugent as a witness. I mean, he would implicate the Pope, that guy, if he could save his butt.
The Pope may have been there, too, that night. Everybody else was.
I think it's time for me to have another talk with Nugent.
How can you do that? I mean, he gave the guy immunity.
Well, he just told Ethan what he wanted to hear. That doesn't mean he doesn't know something. He was there. He might have seen who actually killed Leo. And
Wait, will you just call the hospital and find out how she's doing, because if she doesn't wake up, I don't give a damn about any of this.
So, there's no change. I just checked. She's comatose still. But I will keep calling.
Better be careful. You're going to lose your job over this.
Well, worse things could happen.
I've just been sitting here trying to figure out where it all went so wrong. I mean, why did I feel that I had to stand up to Leo Mitchell? Why didn't I just run the way everybody told me? I mean, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't be in jail. Laura wouldn't be in the hospital. What was that? Was it macho pride?
Good question. You tell me.
I can't tell you. I can't even think straight. All I can do is just rehash in my mind over and over all these mistakes I've made.
So, you were human. I don't see why you need to make an excuse for that.
All I wanted to do was get beyond my past. I wanted to bury all the other mistakes I'd made. And I thought that through Laura, I don't know what I thought.
Well, maybe you need to take a vacation from all this. Just stop thinking about it.
Yeah, but then you can't figure it out.
Figure out Laura, you mean. She is still the great puzzle for you, isn't she?
Yeah, I guess she is. I let her so deep inside. I really fell in love with her again. And she loved both of us, Ethan and me. People say, that it's not possible to love two people at the same time, but he has an amazing hold over her. And he just keeps putting her through hell, and she just takes it.
Yeah, she sure does. You already know what I think.
You think that she was protecting herself?
Absolutely. Otherwise, she wouldn't have let you or Ethan do what you did. I think it was indefensible.
Yeah, well, I won't believe that. I stand by her. Sometimes I want to stop loving her. I probably need to, but I will not.
Excuse me, Mr. Barr.
We're being followed.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Somebody's been tailing us since we left the airport.
All right, Robert. Let's see what was so important that brought you and my little sister to Las Vegas.
Well, have Eden call me as soon as... Yeah, call me at the office, all right? Thank you, Mama. No, I don't know. I think we're going to be working all the way till the morning. Give him a kiss for me. Okay, bye.
Eden's still not home.
Yeah, she left this cryptic message about going to the airport, and I haven't heard from her since.
Why is she going to the airport?
Well, I hired this guy to look after Robert Barr, and... Skip it. It's not really important. I'm sure she's okay. It's just, Well, did you ever feel like you needed to be two places at the same time?
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Sorry.
I got Samantha to look after. I'm representing Michael. I am fighting my own battle with Robert Barr. I spent a lot of my time trying not to think about Mason, and I end up thinking about him all the time.
I haven't given up looking for him. I want you to know that. It's just that right now there's nothing to go on, seemingly. It's as if he just vanished.
He just vanishes. He does that every now and then. It's strange. I'll be sitting in the living room with Samantha. I'll hear a noise, and I'll just assume that it's him. And the stupid thing that I do is I turn around and I look because, of course, it's not him. I don't know if he's ever coming back, actually.
Yeah, he is going to come back. You know that.
You know something? I'm not going to let myself get into this, and I'm not going to let anybody else listen to this again.
There's nothing wrong with getting it off your chest.
Right now, I need to concentrate on Michael. We need to concentrate on Michael.
That's true. We're going to have to pull every trick out of the hat we can.
You do believe him, don't you?
Yes, I do, but without Laura to back him up, what have we got?
I don't suppose you have a ballistics report yet, do you?
No, all we have is the fingerprints on the gun, and they belong to Michael and to Laura and to Ethan.
And that was the gun that was allegedly taken from Laura and Ethan's house during the robbery, right?
Yes.
So, we can be certain, perhaps, that one of these three people staged the robbery in order to get a hold of the gun.
That would follow.
Are you still going to question Nugent?
If I can find the man.
If you can find him. I can't believe that Ethan didn't put him in custody. It makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, well, he may not have the answer. But there has got to be something out there. There's got to be a clue somewhere, something someone saw that will clear Michael and solve this case.
Well, this case has been solved. We've got the motive, we've got the man, and we've got the weapon. You know, maybe if your friendship with Michael Donnelly didn't blind you to the facts, you'd realize that we've reached a point where you can no longer overlook what's been going on.
Why don't we talk about what exactly is blinding you to the facts?
I know it's a long shot, but until Laura regains consciousness, it's the best I could come up with.
Well, I think it could work.
It might take the heat off me a little bit, but, I mean, if the ballistics test proves that the gun is a murder weapon, it's not going to help very much.
Michael, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I dug myself into this with Asher's help.
One thing you can't forget is that you're innocent, right?
Yeah, no, as long as you don't forget that.
Good.
Go ahead, try it. I mean, it'll probably help.
I'm glad you agree. Hang in there. I'll see you later.
All right, and thank you. You know, sometimes I forget how lucky I am to have her working for me. And Cruz is behind me, too, so things, really, they could be a lot worse.
Michael, I called Daddy. He's on his way. He's going to be here tomorrow.
I knew things could be worse.
I know you told me not to call him. I know, but that's the only reason I even waited as long as I did. I think...
You know, what good? What's
Michael,
good?
he has a right to know he's your father. You could be charged with murder.
Yeah, and it'll probably make his day.
Oh, come on.
No, really, I've always been a disappointment to him. Now I can be a source of outright humiliation.
He was very upset, as we all are.
Right, and
about
I'm
the
sure
whole
that everybody
thing.
will know how upset he is. I mean, in his eyes, this whole thing is going to end up being about him. Now,
That's
about
not
his
fair.
personal
It's
tragedy.
not fair and it's not true.
Look, you know, we did get closer there towards the end, but then he did what he always does. He left. And he hasn't talked to me in, over half a year.
You have to give him a chance. Just let him
No,
try.
I don't. This is about my life.
And by his own choice, he has never been a part of my life, and he's not going to be now.
What has happened? You don't know what's happened. You haven't asked Michael.
Oh, I'm sure that he's concocted some very imaginative explanation. I mean, just think of all the lies he's gotten you to believe. Well, you know what? You're not going to have to make a decision as to whether you should believe your friend or not this time, because I am sure that once that gun gets through processing, it's all going to be over except for the shouting.
Is that why you're hanging around here, Ethan? You're waiting for the ballistics report. Shouldn't you be at the hospital with your wife?
That's beneath you, Cruz. There is nothing I can do at the hospital.
Forgive me. But there is nothing you can do here either, and I will call you as soon as something comes in. It's 11 o'clock at night. You shouldn't be here if you don't have to be.
Well, you see, but I think I do have to be here. Because I want to make sure that a cop doesn't let the man who put my wife in the hospital out on a technicality. Because his personal relationship mars his professional judgment.
Excuse me, but you are the one who has lost his professional judgment in this case.
Would you try and look at it from my side just for once? When your child was kidnapped, you didn't give a damn about any other case. You broke every rule until you found her. And you can't tell me if Eden was in that hospital room that you wouldn't be hammering Michael until you got a confession out of him. So please, don't paint me as some obsessed monster.
I don't mean to call you any names, Val, but you have been obsessed from the very beginning in this case.
Well,
you have ignored the facts because you want to pin it on Michael Donnelly.
Is it? I mean, you saw Michael standing over my wife with a gun. I have an eyewitness who saw him murder Leo Mitchell, and I intend to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. Now, maybe I couldn't do anything to protect my wife from what happened to her tonight, but I sure as hell can make certain that it won't happen again.
Ethan, I want you to remove yourself from this case.
I will not.
Then I will have you remove myself. You are obviously way too personally involved to be objective here. And there isn't a judge in this state that wouldn't agree with that.
Was your money burning a hole in your pocket, or did you have some other reason for being here? Why did you follow me?
I just wanted to see what was so important that you dropped dinner and disappear.
Wasn't it clear that I had business to take care of?
No, it wasn't clear. When I heard you were going to Las Vegas, my curiosity took over. Of all the holdings you reported, you have never said you had a casino. I thought maybe it was something the IRS should know about.
Why this sudden interest in everything I do?
Well, if Capital Enterprises is going to merge with your company, then we need to know what you're mixed up in. I think you would have done the same thing.
You shouldn't be here, Eden.
Why? I mean, we're not making a spectacle out of ourselves, and I discreetly followed you, so what?
You shouldn't have.
Capital Enterprises, I know you must understand this is very important to me and my family.
You have made that abundantly clear.
Then you must also understand that we have to be very cautious with these merger plans.
This is not about a merger, Eden.
Robert, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine that I just happened to meet at the airport.
Kelly, what are you wearing?
You two know each other?
What are you doing here, Kelly?
Oh, I felt like a little vacation, and I thought Las Vegas would be fun.
A total coincidence. Isn't that amazing?
Take the ladies out of here, would you please, Craig? Make sure they get home safely
Mr. Barr, I
and
think we-
comfortably.
Listen,
Robert.
Mr. Barr is going to be detained for the rest of the night, but I'd be happy to entertain you both upstairs, a little drink, while your sister gets her things together.
You know, I should have known you would have done something like... You know what Daddy saw you so sorry.
All right, what do you want?
This meeting was supposed to be with Hunt, but I had a feeling when you found out about it, you'd be here.
Yeah, well, I'm here, so let's cut the crap and get down to business.
The judge is going to remove me from this case because nothing I've done would indicate that any of my actions have been anything other than professional. And everything I've got on Michael adds up in authentic legal terms.
What about the logic of it, Ethan?
Michael had the perfect motive.
So he kills Mitchell with your gun, a gun that can be easily
He's
traced?
obviously been trying to frame me. He wanted my wife, so he thought if he could pin the Mitchell murder on me, I'd be out of the picture.
Okay, let's go with that for a second, just for the sake of argument. Michael wants to frame you, so he takes your gun. He kills Leo Mitchell. He returns your gun back to your home, then he puts it into your drawer. He then stages a break-in at your home to take the gun back again. Why the hell would he do that?
He realized that no one would believe that I would kill Mitchell and then I'd put the gun in my own drawer. So he broke in, he took the gun, he planted it on my boat to make it look as though I was trying to hide it. My wife catches him there. She won't go in on the little scheme, so he gets into a scuffle with her and he obviously nearly kills her.
Oh, come on, man. Why would he be so stupid as to leave his fingerprints all over the gun he's trying to print you with?
Everything Michael has done up until now has been stupid. And the most stupid thing was killing Mitchell in the first place. And for that, I'm going to hang him. Now, I want to talk to him.
No, you're not going to talk to him, Ethan. You're going to badger him again. Why don't you go back to the hospital? Michael is under enough pressure as it is.
Yeah, well, I certainly apologize if I'm not being a little hard on a murder suspect. But I am the district attorney, Julia, and that means I get to question your client.
I want to know the specifics.
Specifics? All right, I'll tell you. I want to know what happened tonight because I want to know if there are other charges I'm going to file.
I'll have Michael brought up from his cell.
Thank you.
Ethan, you are out of control. Now, I'm going to ask you one more time to walk away from this case. Even if you get a local judge to try this case, any conviction you get will get thrown out on appeal. Now, you say you have evidence against Michael, right? Right. Let your assistant handle it.
No. What I've got is an open and shut case, Julia. Your client is guilty, and you know it. Now, I'm not going to walk away from that. As a matter of fact, I am intent on making sure that he is prosecuted for the maximum sentence of murder in the first degree.
Hey, look. Ethan wants to question you.
How is Laura?
No change. Did you hear what I said?
Ethan wants to question me.
All right, you are not the only one who is on edge about Laura. You need to be careful what you say to him.
He's been on edge for weeks.
Well, keep that in mind. Just tell him what you told Julia and me. Just stick to the facts.
He's not going to believe it.
It's the truth, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Well, then that's what you should tell him.
All this other guy, the world's better off without. You know? Sometimes it makes me wish I'd done it. Then at least all of this would mean something.
Look, I realize how unfair this seems, but you do have a couple of things going for you. You are telling the truth. You have friends on your side who care about you and are not going to walk away from this no matter how difficult it gets.
Well, that's very touching, but friendship's not going to do him any good.
I don't like you setting up meetings behind my back. I've been straight with you from the beginning.
Have you, Robert?
I haven't tried to keep anything hidden from you.
What about Eden Capwell Castillo? You think I didn't know?
Eden has nothing to do with this.
You know how important the Capwell takeover is to me. I'm not going to let your friend Eden or anyone else get in the way. Do you understand that?
I'd like you to tell me exactly in detail about what happened tonight, what you were doing at my boat, how Laura's injuries came about, and what exactly you were doing holding a gun over her.
I've already given my statement. Why don't you go read it?
I want to hear it from you.
What difference is it going to make what I say? Oh, come on. We both know that you were trying to convict me weeks ago and you didn't even have a body. Look, all I care about is how Laura is doing. Have you talked to her?
Right.
Stop talking. The worst for you none of us would be where we are tonight. You just can't face the truth,
Oh, well,
can
what
you?
is that truth?
That I'm not here because you think that I killed Leo Mitchell. I am here because you think that I'm going to take your wife away from you. You're locking me up about...
Wouldn't you... My God. What the murder is his son enough?
His operator.
Hey!
Michael,
What the hell is that? It's too late. Your client is digging his own grave.
You killed Leo Mitchell, and everybody in this room knows that. And you have been trying to set me up from day one.
Michael, stop.
Cruz, would you explain the logic of that accusation? I would kill a man and then hide the gun in my own
And
bed.
that's why you staged the break-in. You're trying to make me the fall guy, but it's not going to work.
But I'm not going to be able to question your client tonight Maybe tomorrow when you can control him.
My client is just fine, and I will ask you in the future not to provoke him with personal remarks that are not...
You know
Excuse
what?
me, I'm not finished!
I can't...
Excuse me, I don't want you provoking him with remarks that have nothing to do with this case. Do you hear me?
I can't wait to get you in front of a jury because I want to show them what a violent and volatile man you actually are.
Stop it.
Cruz, we have ballistic support.
Well, so it turns out that the gun you were holding over my wife tonight is the murder weapon. Donnelly, you're charged with murder in the first degree. Get him out of here.
Cruz, let me know about Laura. As soon as you hear anything.
Oh, no, he won't have to tell you. Anything happens to her, I'm not going to worry about due process. I'll kill you myself.
Pack your suitcase, Kelly.
The desired...
So, don't try anything funny.
Well, I have to change clothes because I can't fly back in this.
Change fast.
What were you hoping to accomplish? What do you think? I followed him here. I thought I could get some information out of him. You only managed to make things worse. Well, thanks very much. From what I can see, your mission wasn't all that successful.
Look, I could have tried to talk my way out of it. But with the two of us standing there...
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be blaming you.
I hope this doesn't make him back out of the merger. It's our only chance of saving the company.
I don't think so. There has to be some reason why he's here. Maybe it's Capital Enterprises.
We don't have property in Las Vegas, does he?
No, I don't think so. But it had to be something for Robert Barr to drop everything and come here in the middle of the night.
Well, from what I gather, there's supposed to be some big meeting tonight.
With who?
I don't know, but I did find this picture. It's Hunt, Barr, and some other man.
You can't see his face.
I know.
Maybe that's the guy.
Which guy?
The guy that Hunt told Cruz about. The guy Robert answers to. Maybe this is the guy.
It's good that we were able to clear up this little misunderstanding. I've always liked you, Robert. I've trusted you. I hope you'll see to it there are no more delays in our plans.
No. There won't be any more delays.
Dante, where the hell have you been?
We'll be right back with more.
Happened to you, Slick. What about Barr? You lose him? Does he even know he went to Vegas? Yeah. Have a doctor take a look at your head and send it to Bill. Yeah, thanks. God, I hope you're not where I think you are, baby.
What do we do now?
We have to smooth things over with Robert.
But Hunt just said he's going to slap us out of here in 2 minutes.
We can stay in Las Vegas if we want to. Can't let some big gorilla make us stay. Speaking of the devil.
I thought you were putting on a different dress.
I changed my mind.
Mr. Barr, I hope you'll give me a chance.
Time to go back to Santa Barbara.
Well, I hope you're not angry with me. I mean, we have details to discuss with the merger. I hope we can be civil.
There isn't going to be a merger. I'm taking over Capwell Enterprises tomorrow morning.